crazy kooks. We put up fan too long. Let's drop a bomb and prove that they were wrong.
Wow, it's election night, my friend. Woohoo! You know what that means? It means only one thing, Jason. 4 more years. God bless. God bless America.
From your lips to God's ears, baby.
4 more years. I am Richard Myers.
Jason.
And you are who?
You don't have to. No, don't bother.
And you are who the fuck are you?
I'm the bump on the log over here.
Right.
I don't deserve anything.
You're just riding my coattails again.
I don't have an awesome hat like that. So I mean, jeez, you didn't even get me a MAGA hat.
No.
That's an ugly
See?
hat.
No, but I have a lot of MAGA friends who also didn't get a hat. Now, if I was buying a MAGA hat...
But I'm your MAGA best friend. You didn't give me a
Yeah, but if you would have posted, hey, my best friend Rich got me a MAGA hat, you would have got a bunch of meals. Like, you have other best friends, and he only gave it to you?
So you're protecting
I would
me.
have been
You're
both of us. I just did a major protection thing for both of us.
Oh, I see. You're so loving.
I was actually very kind to not get you anything.
You're so life-giving in that way. It makes me so happy to be your friend.
Anyway, no, I'm so happy to be here because we have decided to start a little early because it is election night. A lot of you out there who are not listening right now, who normally tune in at 7, all 2 of you.
Everybody know if they're listening to us later,
No,
they already know that Trump
we
won.
do get a lot of
so.
visits later. That's true.
Yeah.
We do get visits later, but not live.
All the
And
ranters.
Nonetheless,
Yeah.
I am so happy because
Do you know?
I have faith in my fellow human beings. And the reason why I have so much faith is because I was among my brethren.
You felt
recently.
it. You felt it.
Oh, yes. So I know if you are a listener of the mainstream media, you're going to see much less of what I was participating in, which was a Trump rally that came to Tampa.
Verboten.
On the left it is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. So they won't play much of it on your whatever stations, channels,
MSNBC.
that you'll watch, but it is like or better than going to a rock concert. I mean, it really is.
Oh, God.
But not a rap concert.
I generated some laughter. You go to a rock concert.
Have you been to a rock concert?
Yeah, I went to Kiss. I went to Kiss, the last show they had
Kiss?
here in Tampa.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
All right.
Awesome.
So
You know Kiss, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Knights in Service of Satan. Everybody knows them.
Yeah.
okay.
That was a little yoke right
It was-
there.
yeah, I know.
Gene Simmons. He's like
Okay.
a number one
I will venture
Trump
to
voter.
guess,
You do
though.
know that, right?
I will give you
He
this.
He probably got on stage and put on his MAGA hat.
This was
You know what? I bet you Gene
this was 2
Simmons
years
actually
ago.
bought a MAGA hat for all his buddies,
Well, it's like a year.
unlike Rich Myers, who
I'm
doesn't
doing
buy
a
him for his
pre-victory shot.
a shot. Are you going to
Because-
suck it down, or are you just going to
Come
sip
here,
it?
come here, my friend.
you guys are
All right, man. This is great because we have 4 more years coming to us, and the momentum cannot be broken.
4 more years.
Because
You
when
guys
I was
are
at
so
the Trump
closeted.
when I was at the
4
Trump
more
rally,
years.
no, this is what talk about closeted.
You have no idea
Okay.
what's happening on
All right,
this
so let me
planet.
tell you what's pathetic.
Go
Let's
ahead,
start with
tell
the
us.
pathetic
Let's
side.
go
of
with the
things.
good.
Please.
No, we were
What's
going to talk
pathetic?
about the rally.
I want to hear. I was.
Oh,
I
it's
wanted to
about
hear
the
what.
rally. You know what's pathetic about the rally? We have to be compared on the left-wing media that COVID compliant Biden has to give his speech to 50 cars. And all you hear is honking. It's just like, is this what America's down to? We got to live in such fear.
How could you talk with that? That's so annoying. It's like talking over
and then
Morse
you watch
code.
a Trump rally, which is like stand-up comedy. I know. I'm
He's
not saying he's a comedian. and not
He's
like-
an entertainer.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah.
And
He's a crack-up.
and
He's
because
hilarious.
of it, he's a populist. And because of that, it taps into far more people than you're willing to realize.
But would you agree with me that Trump is having a conversation?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no back and forth. Although you
So
hear
I
him
was
talk
like,
to somebody.
I was
but
like maybe 6 rows back from Trump.
you were close. I thought
And
that picture
it
was great.
Like, it was pretty fabulous. Okay, now I was breathing in his Rona, but I didn't care.
Well, he's now immune for the next 4 months
Yeah,
from
he's
the
Superman,
Rona.
right?
He's Superman. No, Barron apparently is the Superman.
So, yeah, right.
I love that.
12 minutes later.
12 minutes later, he's He's healed. He's like Superman. He's like he's 14 years old. He's like taller than me. That's what he says. I'm like, what's up with that?
Oh my god. Anyway, let me just explain my experience because I have a friend, Michelle. Shout out to you if you're not even listening. I know you're not. But I said, all right, she's a Trumpster. I know no one else that can go like right now and like be spontaneous about it. So I called her and she says, yeah, let's do this. Let's show up around 1 o'clock. I go, 1 o'clock? He speaks at 1:30. So
like you don't make a dinner
anyway, I
reservation.
convinced her in short order that we got to get to the rally by like 9. I felt that was going to be late because I know people
Sounds like
camp
it, yeah.
out. Okay, so I wanted to be as close as I could to the president, but it turned out to be all right. But we got there at 9, and it was already for a 1:30 event, already wrapped around the stadium, the entire stadium. So we got online and we waited patiently. We had to go through a lot of zigzagging and like it took a while to get in. So, but we were among like-thinking people, and it was just joyous. It was like if you went to a Kiss concert and you were among Kiss fans. I guess you were, right, Serge?
He's
No?
not a Kiss fan. He was just there because
You were
he
there.
got
I
free
went because the
tickets.
tickets were free.
Yeah, I said that. I just said that.
Shout out to DJ Sandman.
Free ticket.
Okay. So,
I'd go to see
so
Kiss if it was
therefore, a Trump rally's better than a rock concert. Because some people are there because, why? They got tickets for free. Everybody there really wanted to be there. Trust me. They were draped in all their Trump regalia. Oh, my God. It was fantastic. Now, for those of you
Regalia.
yes, regalia. Did I use that word?
I used
Twice?
it correctly.
Okay.
He just doesn't know what it means.
This is very pretentious.
Let me look it
It's
up
a
for
very
you.
pretentious way to say clothing.
Is
But
it?
go ahead.
No, when you're regaling yourself, it gives a more of an emotional reaction.
Come on, you pompous ass. Tell us the story already, will you? Go ahead. And your regalia.
Yeah, you're regalia. My regalia. My Trump regalia.
I was drinking.
You're still wearing your
I was
regalia.
drinking
You
my
brought it
Trump
here.
tea.
Yeah.
And eating my Trump steak.
Pinky up,
You have to
no
put your
doubt.
Well, online.
How do you drink a
So
shot
look,
with your pinky?
I don't ever wear caps. I have dozens of like Gator caps I never wear, but I like collecting.
Thank
'cause I'm a
God
Gator.
for all of us. Thank you.
But I
You're
put
welcome.
this on. You know what? When I put this on,
Do you feel like a power go through your body?
yeah, I felt like I was. I don't know. I felt empowered. I felt like I was part of the movement he talks about. Like we're part of something.
That's what they tell you when
Okay.
they want you to
Yes. So
control
yes, right before
your mind.
Right before they hand you the-
right before Hitler got elected.
I was gonna say, right before
Is
they-
that what
right
it
before
was?
Hitler got elected. Right before they give you your
Exactly
brown
what they told
shirt
us.
and
We're
your jack
all
boots.
together on this thing. So all the people, the Nazis, were like, "Yeah, we are. It's great.
Yeah.
Now let's go kill Jews, huh?"
Anyway, so wait. So
No,
anyway,
no,
we
that's
we
just wrong.
finally they do temperature checks. They give people masks. Now, there was part.
Where
of
were
it.
the
I'm going to
masks
be honest.
made?
I'm going to be very honest here. There
Where's
was
the
part-
mask made?
What?
Is it got made in America or did you outsource it to
They
China?
had the regular like hospital masks.
oh, okay.
They were giving like the cheap one.
So they didn't give you the ones with that say
no,
Trump
I have.
2020
I'm going to
on
go
them?
back to my car and get
Let
my.
me see that
Trump
hat
mask
real
in.
quick. I want to see something.
Uh-oh.
I'm
I'm
going to
never
give
gonna
it
get
back.
the hat
I'm not.
back.
I'm going to give it
Uh-oh.
back to you. I promise. I just want to see.
It's made in China. Fuck
Let me
you.
see.
It's
Is it made in China? It's made in China.
I think so.
It's made in China.
I'll read
No,
it for
it's
the
not
audience.
made in China. It's made in China.
I'll read it for the audience. I knew where it was going because when I
it right.
got
Go
when
ahead.
I got
That's
the
two
hat, I
words.
put it on. I
And
was
you
all
looked
happy,
at-
and someone said, did you look inside? Is it? And I went, oh fuck. All right, so here's what it says:
Okay, here we go.
Made in Malaysia.
You better-
August Sportswear Inc.
better-
Authentic branded headwear, made in China since
Oh
1988.
God!
Woohoo!
How is that making America great?
Yeah, how much? How many?
But they did a little.
Oh,
They did a little addition here at the bottom,
Of course.
and it says,
Of course he did. These tags were sewn out in America.
but designed in the USA.
Yes.
So we sent an
So the
email file
intellectual
over
property.
to China.
So the intellectual property is all American, baby.
It's all American.
American mind, baby.
Now, look, if we can make some Chinese people
Do
happy,
you not see the irony in this?
There's all kinds of irony, but at least somebody's
part of
making
our
money.
new trade deal. That's what I'm saying.
What if Biden made all his stuff in America? Would that
I couldn't
change your
give a
mind?
shit about
Would that change your mind?
Yes, you know why?
because
So you would vote
he's
for
got
Biden.
dementia.
No, it
He's
wouldn't change my
stupid
mind.
if he making
It
stuff in
wouldn't
America.
change my mind because who in their right mind would make Biden shit in America anyway?
It's trash.
Good old-
Goes right in the garbage.
Trash. All right.
There isn't. Have you ever seen a Biden hat? Just asking.
Never.
Never. I mean, come on.
All right, so what's the show called?
Conservative parents.
We haven't even started that aspect.
I know, you haven't even
I know, we
introduced
went
us,
right
nothing.
into it.
Well,
We
you
are
introduced you.
conservative parents with liberal kids.
Kids.
Yes.
Kids.
Now, only one of the hosts has liberal kids.
That is correct.
The
You
other
suck.
host parented more
Did a great job, parents.
correctly, I guess. I'm not putting myself down, by the way, because my kids are pretty awesome. In
You
their own
have
right.
you have
In their own
wonderful
right.
children. They're just all
They
fucked up in the
just
head.
don't want anything to do with me because I think differently than them.
Well, it's just sad that when you raise your children as lovingly as you did, as much as they hate you.
Yes. And that's what started the show.
That's right.
All right, because my family dynamic is emblematic of what's going on among other families and friends.
Except mine.
And except those who've done it correctly. Yes, Jason.
Except for the smart people.
who planned ahead.
Indoctrination is real. I
Again,
mean, it
the
has to be
show,
done.
actually, in a nutshell, this show is and should always be about how love and respect far exceeds in importance your political beliefs. Okay, now, am I diminishing political beliefs by saying that? No. They can be also very important, but never prioritize your love and respect for your fellow human being less than your belief in a party or a candidate. That's the problem.
Sure.
And it's been, for a large part, a successful ploy of the left to get young people to think, first, to marginalize those who think differently than you, and then you'd be able, and we talked about this on another show, but again, I'm summarizing it, is once you can marginalize your enemy into somebody unworthy of respect, unworthy of consideration, then you can march over them.
Sure, because you
Okay.
you
And this is a
dehumanize them.
Saul Alinsky principle
Yeah,
that
well,
we're
it sure
talking about.
is.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, so if you want to effectuate a major change or a revolution, as they say, you can't go forward with your philosophy while respecting your enemy.
It's not just blue shirts and red shirts. It's deeper
Right.
than that.
Right. So if you want to effectuate a revolution, you can't, by definition, have deep and equal respect for your fellow human being that thinks differently than you. In order for your revolution to succeed and take root, you need to marginalize your opponent, and you need to create a narrative that your opponent is bad or evil or a wrongdoer or whatever. Go ahead.
I only want to take small issue with what you're saying.
Okay.
I believe in Saul Alinsky's world of radicalism, that is the method that he has chosen to create that strife. But as you were talking, I'm thinking back of the time of the Revolution, and I don't believe that the American revolutionaries dehumanized their opponents, and quite frankly, I don't even believe that the Redcoats, the English, King George, dehumanized the American revolutionaries.
Well, I'm glad,
and I just want to make
yeah,
that
I'm
distinction
glad you
because
brought that up, because
that
I
is
didn't mean all revolutions.
that was a revolution. I
Right,
believe
right. I
this
didn't mean-
revolution is different. But yeah,
okay, I didn't mean all revolutions, but I
Clarify.
appreciate
Sorry.
your... and that's why I brought him on the show, folks.
Yeah,
Okay, now
welcome.
shut up.
I was waiting for the MAGA rally. I'm still waiting.
Oh yeah, I'm
Waiting.
going to get back to that.
Going
But
to get my
I
popcorn.
wanted to get back to the purpose of the show, so that anyone that's tuning in, because we will talk politics, and I will espouse my appreciation for conservatism, which then by extension I like Trump. Now, I want to go back something I may not have discussed in any detail in prior show. When Trump was running for president, I used to call my friends and say, make sure you don't cast a primary vote for Trump. Because Trump, as a businessman, lined the pockets of a lot of lefties. Okay? And I was unsure how he would govern. Now, I know he's a businessman. We talked about transactional. So he'll line the pockets of lefties if it means a transaction for him. If it benefits his business, that's fine. That's how he looked at it.
Or achieves his goal.
Or achieves a goal. Okay. Which a lot of times was a business endeavor.
Business.
Okay.
You're in business to make money. So
Right,
sure.
right. So anyway, so I felt that Trump, in being transactional, might end up, when he assumes the office, be transactional on both sides too much.
Unreliable.
unreliable. Like I can. Sometimes he's banking on a conservative, and sometimes he'll do a Dem. Now, actually, there are some Democratic things, or I shouldn't say Democratic. Sometimes he sided on a policy of the Democrats in a transaction to get a greater benefit for the Republicans.
True.
And that's why we keep
But pro-lifers were wary of him because we were afraid. Are you just telling me you're pro-life right now so that you can get in, so that you can slip in another,
Right.
left-wing justice? And so for pro-life voters like me, he was a scary choice. Now, he was the ultimate
Right.
choice in the end, but I mean, I can admit right now, when the Florida primary came around, I voted for Ted Cruz.
Yeah, I did
because
too.
I thought he was a
Okay.
reliable.
Okay. Yeah, he's
because
a reliable-
awesome people stick
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
But the bigger point is that we didn't know Trump. He was not a known.
He was not a
wasn't
politician
yeah,
before, so
right.
we didn't know his voting record, if you will.
Yeah, he didn't have
Okay.
it. He didn't have a
All
record.
right. And all you can go by is his public appearances and statements he's made on the press and interviews and so forth.
And as a very public person, even as non-political, he had plenty of on-the-record positions that he
Right.
made. I mean, how many times was he on Oprah and Phil Donahue
and even
all
invited the
these
Clintons
other
to
shows?
children's, weddings
Yeah.
and shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Right. So
Like you said, not political, transactional.
right. If once you learn that aspect of
Yeah.
him, then you realize.
He's easy to understand.
Okay, right. Okay. But as a result of that, I couldn't rely on him. I thought during the primaries when he was running for president,
Agreed.
to be the ideal candidate
Nope.
to assume the presidency.
I wouldn't have.
Okay.
I didn't vote for him.
And so this is part of why he's got a huge following now. Okay? Because, like me, I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Americans
Millions.
who thought the same thing as I did. I
Millions.
don't know if he's going to rule as a president. Or not rule. I hate to use the word
No, you're
rule.
right. You're right. That's what he's
Govern.
going for.
You had the trigger. I
Govern.
mean,
Trigger-
shit.
trigger word.
The word rule. I mean,
That's what he's
come
going
on.
for.
He's Hitler.
Govern is the better word.
I
Govern
just wish he had the right mustache. That's all.
as a conservative. But as it turns out, the way he governs is, in practicum, far more conservative than previous conservative presidents. Now,
Yeah.
has he at times disappointed me in going left? Yes, but it's for larger transaction, as we find out. Like when he, for example, we talked about this on another show, when he said, "I'll legalize these Americans. I'll go with DACA.
DACA. Yeah.
I'll go with DACA,
Mm-hmm.
but we have to have a wall." We talked about this maybe a show or two ago. Again, that shows that he's trying to look at a bigger deal. Like, I'll give you what you want. And this is what frustrates those who have Trump derangement syndrome. God, if we give him that, even though it ends up getting what we want, if we give him that, we're going to look like we're supporting him. Therefore, we're going to disappoint the people who support us.
Right.
But they're not leaving our party, so that we still can count on their vote.
That's why we didn't get a second stimulus
Yeah.
for the
This
corona.
is exactly the same dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay. Nonetheless, back to the Trump rally.
Oh, good. Yay, good. Let me go get my popcorn.
You can
I'll be
ask
right back.
questions. I think I'm better answering
Oh, I
questions.
can ask questions?
Just go ahead and ask.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So anyway, when we walked in, and it's time to kind of find your spot, by the stage and whatnot.
Is it like a concert where it's like
General admission.
general admission?
Yeah. So,
It's not. There's no seating. It's all standing.
it's all standing.
It's a long stand.
All right, but we get in. This is the thing. We know Trump isn't showing up until 1:30.
Right.
Well, at least that was advertised.
Yeah, and it was later than
Right.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they did say we're opening the gates at 10:30. So we got in around 10:45. And speakers started shortly thereafter. But we realized that we're not leaving. If Trump gives his hour and a half speech and he shows up at 1:30, we're not leaving till 3.
It's whole
And-
afnot
Right,
Yeah.
so we're
It's a full
spending
day
5
commitment.
hours there. Right, it's a whole day
Yeah,
commitment.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, like, if this was, by the way, not specifically a KISS concert, but a concert, I'm like, there's a certain point where you're like, I just want to leave. Right? You could be having fun. It's like, okay, I've been having fun, but I got to get back to real life. I don't want to be in traffic at the end of the deal. Maybe I'm sounding like a curmudgeon now, but
Just a
I'm,
little.
I'm no longer like 18 years old.
You have to turn in your Trump hat.
right.
You have to give it to your
Right.
best friend.
But
Right.
the
Yeah.
point of being at the rally was I didn't have those thoughts. I was like, I'm This is
You're
awesome.
invested. You're
yeah,
invested.
right. This is
You're
going to be
invested. Fully
fantastic.
invested.
Time started to fly, even though it was hot out that day. And
Oh,
there were people
can't
dropping
imagine.
like flies. Medic. That was the word of the day. Medic.
It was 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Trump didn't show up till just right around 2:00. And Melania gave her speech first, which, please, Melania, I love you, and you're great. I do love. I think she's a great first lady. I'm going to have one complaint, one tiny little complaint,
I hear,
one sweet little complaint.
I hear
A smidgen of a
xenophobia.
complaint.
I hear a little xenophobia coming. Oh,
no. My one complaint
She doesn't speak right.
is that because
Okay.
Trump was delayed a little more than a half hour from the start,
Right.
it would have behooved her to give an opening remark that was like 5 minutes and not the prepared 20-minute remark.
Wow. So you're saying she shouldn't be talking so much. She should know her role.
Keep the little lady in the kitchen,
For
barefoot
real.
and pregnant.
Wow.
Right on, brother.
Wow, Richard. Wow. It's 2020.
She was beautiful. I heard she had a really
No.
beautiful outfit on.
Okay, so after standing for 3 hours or
was a
4
Gucci
hours, I was a little
outfit, I
like, come on, I just want to hear Trump. Come on.
Trump. Well, she is a Trump. She is a Trump.
No, I know.
Oh.
So, did I have a...
For now.
Did that alter my overall experience?
Damn.
It did not alter my overall experience.
I know you,
But
you
in the
would've-
moment, I'm like,
you would have liked her to hush it up, and then him.
Some acknowledgement. Oh, you guys have been standing in the heat in 95-degree weather.
First of all,
yeah.
I did learn this afterward. I believe that this was like one of the first stops where they were at the same rally together,
Yes.
and they had been separated by rallies
Yes.
recently.
Yes.
So that was important. I mean, you got to see something that most others did not.
Yes.
And I do think
No,
she's-
that's the
but
part. When
and
she
and
spoke, I
think
was,
she
like, happy to hear her, but
and
it
she
was
does
like,
have a different
what's going
role.
on?
I mean,
Yeah.
she's trying to bring in suburban moms.
Yes.
And that's the I-4 corridor. So welcome to
Right.
suburban.
No, I knew the
Suburbia.
purpose of it.
I mean, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't debate the purpose.
I mean, she's
of
a very lovely woman. I love the way I loved her speech. It was she delivered it well. I mean, she does have a very thick accent, but I mean, other than that, I love
it. Yeah, and I wish she'd had the same style of Trump, which is she's smart enough to speak.
Oh,
off
she's
the cuff.
very bright.
She's bright. She speaks how many languages?
22.
No.
I think it's 7.
It's like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
It's
like in English
so-
is like number 4. I mean,
right.
like,
But I she read strictly off the teleprompter and as a robot. So I guess that also wore thin on me after.
she's
standing
not
around.
a professional speaker or a politician.
No, so this is
yeah.
the. By the way, when Trump was running the primaries, and they made him do a speech, and I'm like, they can't do it this way anymore. And someone figured it out, where he was when he was reading the teleprompter, he was like monotone
Oh,
and
no, he's terrible.
boring.
Yeah, he was.
Right.
awful.
And
then he'll go
I
off
know,
cuff.
I know.
No. He didn't do that at the beginning when he was in the primaries. That's what was bothering me. It's like he does not read well from teleprompters. He doesn't look like he knows shit. It looks like he's being fed.
No. Get
I would
out.
love.
No,
I
but
would
he's-
love. I would
Get
love
out.
to see what that teleprompter is actually doing. Like, I get the feeling
It's like bullet points.
Yeah, I get the feeling that that's bullet points. I think there are like lines that he needs to deliver.
Right, some lines.
But there's like talk about Barron, you know, and then like
Right.
he just goes off. But this was really funny because when he was speaking, I think this was during the Sunday rallies. If you remember, Sunday morning he started like in Michigan or somewhere, and it was like freezing cold and rain
Right.
and snowing. I was listening to the rally in the car because I was driving home from my 40-hour adventure south, and he sounded off, right? And I'm like, man, he is either so damn cold,
Or
but
tired.
he is or tired. I was getting worried that he might be tired, but I was like, he's off. There's just something about his cadence was down, and like I wouldn't call him meandering, but I would just be like, he wasn't like hitting it like he hits it, right? So I was a little worried. I'm like, maybe it's just a little bit too damn cold, and he's about to call it, right? So later in the day, or maybe it was the next morning, I was reading up on it, and what I had found out... Oh, no, he was actually talking about it at one of the later rallies. This is what it was. I was listening to another rally yet again, boring my children to death, and my wife, she slept right through it. She snored right through Trump. She loves him, but hates him, and she was kicking me. She's like, shut up, stop. stop. Can you put on some music,
She loves
please?
him as a champion
So
of
will you
her
please?
values, but hates the personality. Is that where she's?
I think it's his hair. I really think she just
Just
like
hair.
that's it. That whatever that is on your wig or whatever that thing is, just get rid of it. Well, you just shave it off and just go bald, and you'd be much cooler, right?
Right.
No, I'm digressing. So anyway, at one of these later rallies, he was talking. I think it was in either North Carolina or Georgia. Doesn't matter. It was a southern state where it was not cold anymore. He's like, it was so windy that the teleprompters were wavering.
So
He
couldn't
couldn't
rely on it.
read the teleprompter. I'm being yelled at right now. Holy crap.
Wait, the wife is calling and put her on the air.
Are you calling to yell at me?
Put her on the air. Plug her in.
Why are you talking about me?
Uh-oh.
on the radio?
Uh-oh.
Well, no, we're going to put you on the air, Jill.
Okay, I'm hanging up. Okay.
Jill, no, go on the air. Go on the air. We love you, Jill.
Hello.
He's in trouble.
Doghouse.
You hear that tone?
I'm
That tone you're doing. That's that you're
okay.
come home now.
Okay. Okay. Hello.
Wait, we can't have dead air on here. No dead air.
Bye. See, I told you. I'm like, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. That's it.
You didn't even say anything really bad.
I know. Well,
You
not
said, oh, it's
yet.
all about the hair.
She knows. She knows what's going on. She's
Like,
about
she
to-
knows you're a sarcastic fuck, right?
Oh my god, no, she doesn't. She doesn't know me that well.
They're only married.
7 children.
7 children, 20.
You say, here you
2
go,
years.
talking about it some more.
The she just I guess it got berated on the air live.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say was
Great
like,
beraters.
so the
Now we got 2 people watching.
or maybe not. Maybe it'll be one.
Now to go down to 1.
Damn.
That's hilarious.
Oh crap! So anyway, he was testifying to the fact that the teleprompters were wavering and they had to remove them, and he was freeform.
Okay.
So now he's like he had to blaze through, and so he
Okay.
wasn't on point because he lost his place. But where I started with that was like, I'd like to know what it is. Is it actually like, when does it stop? Is someone like, oh shit, he's riffing, so stop, let him come back to this point, or does it just keep scrolling?
It's interesting to see when it's live, because he'll look into the screen, into the teleprompter, for like a second and read something.
Yeah.
And then look
and
at
you
the
can
crowd.
see when he's doing
and
this.
it could be, sometimes it's related to what he just read,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's completely unrelated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? So he realizes he's got to get through the material. Right? Whatever is on the teleprompter, he's got to get through it.
Right.
But he's impromptu also. Now, but when you watch the multiple, you realize, okay, so 90% of what you think is really impromptu, it's still a routine. It's like a
Gotta be.
comedian.
Well,
It's
I think it's like a
It's
comedian.
like-
he knows he has
right,
points.
he knows, right.
You say the
and
same
he says
thing.
the same lines and all that. He delivers them differently, and he puts them in different spots, right? And so he knows how to time it,
Right.
And
But
judge
it's a
the
practice.
crowd.
It's a practice.
But it's same material, but it feels more organic. That's the question. It's like it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Again, I'm not trying to make a direct comparison to Biden, because I obviously don't listen to Biden as often as I listen to Trump.
You don't want
Okay.
to, but yeah,
Right.
I have,
But
unfortunately.
what I see of Biden is more like he's just yelling something about like Trump sucks for 20 minutes,
yeah, one
and
point,
I can fix what Trump's fucked up.
You know,
and-
so I was riding in this car that I own, and I was driving, and there were other occupants in it, but I won't tell you who was in there. And as I was,
would they be spousal units?
No, I don't have any spousal. No. We will not. No, please don't reference spousal units. I don't. No. We don't speak in those terms in my family. Okay. So,
Would
but
it
at least
be
one
your-
person
your
was like,
lovely
"Will you?
significant other?
No, I have a lovely significant other, but I
Tell us more about her.
She wasn't necessarily there. I don't understand. This point is very legitimate, and I'm being. I don't understand.
All right, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, make your point.
But this one particular occupant of my
Oh, she's
vehicle.
texting me.
Oh, she is going to.
No, I'm
rip
just
your-
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's like crawling into a hole. It's like crawling into a hole with a Wolverine. She'll rip you apart. You're dead. You're so dead. No. Will you let
All
me
right, your
finish
point,
it?
yes.
You're worse than Biden and
Yes,
his crazy wife Jill. Anyway,
Oh, Crazy Wife Jill. Did you say Crazy Wife Jill? Is that what you just said?
Biden.
Crazy Wife
Biden.
Jill Biden. Oh, okay.
Biden.
All right.
There you go.
Biden. Dr. Jill Biden.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a real witch. Anyway.
Okay. Which
Anyway,
one?
it was like he was yelling. This occupant in my vehicle was like, this guy's yelling at us. Just you turn it down. It's like he's really, and he was. It was annoying because there's no, and it really doesn't matter that he was yelling or his volume was up or his tone. I'm really not talking about that. But what was really lacking was that connection. There was no connection to who he was speaking with. He was literally delivering lines, and it was terrible. And you've seen the difference when you see that scared comedian take the stage, and he's just out there. He's just trying to get his marks right, and that's what Biden was. Whereas I think Biden gets out there and he's more like George Carlin. He's like literally, he's feeling the energy in the room, and it's a give and
Trump.
take.
You
Did
actually
I
say
say
Biden
Biden?
again?
Yeah. Whoa. Faux pas. No. Trump. He's like feeling the energy from that room, and it does become a give and take.
So essentially, you're equating the president of the United States to a comedian.
George Carlin.
Okay.
Not any comedian, like the best comedian. Like,
No, but I think that's what endears him to the common person. It's like I'm not getting a political speech. I'm getting I'm getting entertained.
Could
and
you'd never
what?
get that from George W., right?
All right, listen. You may
Politicians
look.
aren't supposed to be
This
entertaining.
is what's you weird me out sometimes, Serge.
They're not supposed to be entertaining.
Because you're like I don't like the political system.
Yeah.
I don't like the old way of doing things. So the new guy comes around, and you said this. Oh, it doesn't matter. He assumed the presidency and then becomes all political. And we talked about this on one of our other shows. He's obviously not acting solely as he's got to be some political. He's a president, but he's completely different than all other politicians
absolutely.
preceding him.
Different.
But mostly apolitical, transactional, as we say.
He's transactional.
Okay, and he looks at things like transactionally. What general philosophy fits transactionally? The free market. Who really supports the free market? More like if you're going to choose parties.
The Republicans. I mean, it's just
okay.
goes without saying.
So that's why he governs as a Republican, even though he's transactional. But it bothers me. It's like you laugh like when. So he's doing these Trump rallies, he's doing his self rallies, right? And you're like, oh, he's treating it like it's a comedy routine. God bless him. He's bonding with the Americans, and that's how he's getting his conservative philosophy across to masses of people. What's wrong with that?
And see one of the problems,
Surge,
to pull this, but to pull this back from the election, which the campaigning is a totally different style of dealing with people. He's out there. He's not out there trying to convince Democrats to vote for him. He's out there rallying his base to get out there and vote. That's the goal of this.
Right.
So he is literally throwing the red meat out there. But one of the things that really frustrated me about these last 4 years is that the Democrats decided to intentionally go after Trump and try to make this about, I don't know, some witch hunt crazy situation. But they never recognized the fact that they actually could have gotten more by being cooperative with him and sitting down.
Yes.
If they'd have recognized
Yes.
Trump is transactional, they could have pulled him away from deep red into being more purple and being more moderate, because he would flow. I truly believe this. He would flow where he could get a better deal. He isn't George W. who's going to sit on his laurels. He literally is going to transactionally move. He would drop Mitch McConnell in a second if he thought Schumer and Pelosi would give him something, which is, by the way, the reason why most conservatives like me were wary. We were afraid he was going to come into office and chummy up with Pelosi and Schumer, but they were the ones who rejected him, which drew him backward into the arms of Mitch McConnell and to the more conservative wing of the party.
So what creates this problem? I mean, this basically you're describing Trump derangement syndrome on the left.
Yeah, this
where
TDS is nuts.
They're going to refuse to deal with him on any transactional level, even if it benefits them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it for the sake of garnering as much power? Is it all about power and prestige? Like the reason why we refuse to deal with Trump
You know what I think it is?
It's because it relinquishes our power.
Yeah. That's a great question. I don't know that we really know that unless we put Pelosi under some truth serum. But this is what I think. I think they thought early. They bought into their own lies and conspiracy theories that they were going to be able to remove or minimize his effect early. And so they went in. Then when they realized, when the facts were starting to come out that they were burned, instead of bailing on that fact pattern and dropping it and moving forward in a productive manner, I think they just kept doubling down. And then they doubled down again, and then they kept doubling down. It's like that. Once you get on that path, you're gone. It's kind of like playing blackjack, and you get beyond where you should be.
Right.
Instead of calling it and walking away, you literally keep playing until you're out of money. That's what they've done. They've played. At one point in time, they were playing with the House money. They overplayed their hand, typical of Pelosi and Schumer, and they kept doubling down and kept doubling down. And now they're walking away. They're going to walk away bankrupt. This is going to crush them.
Well, I hope it results in that.
That's my theory. So,
Right,
that's what happened. They got so far deep.
Flash about Trump campaign claims
Victory?
GOP victory in Florida. But I don't want to.
That is some bull.
Literally, the
polls aren't
just
closed. No, they're not closed in Florida.
Don't close for
The
another 45
Panhandle isn't
minutes.
closed for another
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Well, that's why nobody should even be announcing anything.
Oh, except Biden, who
It's
can
ridiculous.
he can if he wants to.
Tell me.
Which are too early to call as Fox News projects Biden wins these two states. Which are those?
Here we go.
Oh, what?
Here we go.
Guam and no, I'm just kidding.
Guam.
I know I got to click on that story.
Clickbait.
Like we're breaking news. We're conservative parents with liberal kids.
From
is
what I
breaking
saw,
news.
from what I saw right now, it's 8-2 electorates.
8-2. That's
Trump's winning.
Of course he's going to win.
Yeah.
So what? Two states? I clicked the story and it doesn't even show
come
up.
on. Massachusetts, Vermont,
Right.
New York. I mean, they're all closing right now. New Jersey, Delaware,
Yeah.
Maryland, Virginia. Like, we have a chance in Virginia.
Yeah.
By the way, really interesting. We mentioned the driving tour. We drove through rural Virginia, rural Maryland, rural Pennsylvania, and then.
This was your trip to D.C.?
I was driving from here to Massachusetts. I was going to my dad's funeral in Boston.
Okay.
So anyway, interesting. Truly, there are more Biden signs once you get more northeast, but in rural Maryland and in rural Pennsylvania, it is clearly like 10-1 Trump to Biden.
Well, this is the thing. It's Florida's not too dissimilar,
Right,
right? So
exactly.
If you look at Florida and you look at how counties go red or blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have the three counties in Miami-Dade area. You have Hillsborough, right? You have a couple of pockets near Orlando.
Orange and
Right. And then
maybe Osceola.
then nothing.
It's all red.
Then nothing.
It's all red.
And yet the state's even,
Mm-hmm.
right? So again, it's where the liberals tend to congregate in the more urban areas, the more country you are, more dispersed you are. It's
The more
Republican.
land, the more.
Right.
I think when you have people with more land, they're more likely to be red. And I mean,
So that's
more
why you
likely
can
to
go
be
through vast swaths of
conservative.
America, even in a blue state. When you say blue state,
Yeah.
meaning that as a popular vote, they vote blue.
Mm-hmm.
But the vast majority of land is devoted to people who are on the other side. I just hope they all vote, right? It's turnout.
Did you see the Butler, PA?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that was nuts.
45,000 people in a small town.
57, but yeah.
Oh, it was
Who's
57,000.
counting?
Okay.
How many in Tampa? I meant to ask you.
All
that.
right, so it was reported about 15,000, but I would have said at least 25,000 in Tampa. So Jason just left. I think he had to go to the restroom. Just announcing that in case you don't hear him for the next couple of minutes. And Jill, that's probably a good thing, right, Jill?
For real.
Hey, Jill, text me. Tell me what your real thoughts are about this show today. Oh,
you
no,
go. Set
Jason's
him
going to
up.
get on my case now.
You're
Jeez.
in trouble now, buddy.
No, I can't alienate my besties. All right, anyway. back to what is going on tonight. Serge,
So
do you care about the result?
no,
Why not?
because it don't matter. I'm still gonna do me.
All right. Do you think our country is going to experience any kind of massive shift if Biden becomes
According
president?
to everybody on Facebook, if Biden wins, the Mexicans and terrorists are going to run rampant, and the economy is going to collapse. If Trump wins, there's going to be civil war, and the economy is going to collapse. So that's what's going on right now.
So you're riding either collapses. You don't
Yeah,
care.
I love collapse.
Collapse is good.
Collapse is great. It's entertaining, gives us stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. So purely from a perspective of what's best for you,
Absolutely.
if America goes,
That's not what we're doing?
takes a big nosedive.
We're not doing this? That's not what's best for... I thought that's what everybody's doing. What's best for...
I had to take a
I'm
call.
sorry to disparage your husband while Jason was away, Jill.
Well-
I apologize for that.
I had to take an important call.
Nature's.
No.
the call of...
Oh.
It was my bookie. I told him to put it all on Trump. Put it all on Trump.
Wow.
And you're broke.
I would do that. Oh,
It's all
my God.
funny, though. You got to laugh at it, you know?
All right,
Well, it's all funny and
what were the other subjects we wanted to talk? Oh, I didn't even finish my Trump
You're
rally
you're,
stuff.
you're still trying to give us the Trump rally information, but we keep getting interrupted.
All right, so just this again. It's not.
It's good.
This is not meant as a story about Trump rallies per se.
Yeah.
but just my personal experiencing. Right?
Sure, I'm excited to hear it. I haven't been to one.
This is just I'm outing somebody out that was really a pain in the ass during the rally. You get this wherever you go to a mass gathering. There's going to be
There's always someone.
there's going to be like that person and like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to deal with this person.
Yeah.
Right. So when we get inside the north parking lot of Raymond James Stadium, and we find our little niche, and we got like a little spot. It's sort of in the middle, a little left of middle, of a massive crowd in front of the stage. And if you can imagine, if you close your eyes, you can imagine there are two open aisles kind of coming in from diagonally to the corners of the stage
Sure.
that are meant for wheelchair access and stuff like that.
Sure.
All right. So you have to have that image. And where I'm about 15 to 20 people on my left to get to that aisle. Like if I had to
Okay.
go to my left, the only way I can get there is past by 15, 20 people. I'd have to go by maybe 50 people to get to the right aisle.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. There's a person, a lady, I would say probably in her mid-50s or so, who was standing to my immediate right.
So your age.
Roughly my age. Yes.
Just making sure.
And the show's over. No.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Was that the punchline? No.
I told everyone in my audience I was not in my
I was 35.
You suck. All right, so, all right, now, where I was standing was immediately, like an inch to the left of, you know how they have these rubber coverings for the wires that run?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay,
Uh-huh,
to cover the like to the cameras and whatnot. So they got this rubber covering, and I'm standing to the left of it, and there's a woman standing to the right of it. Okay. But that rubber covering seemed to create just enough space for people who needed to come in and out to go to the bathroom or get food or whatever it is to go use that as an aisle. Okay, and I understood this. This is a little crevice among a mass of people, and if you're in the middle and you don't want to walk all the way to the left to get to an aisle, all the way to the right to get to an aisle, you're going to go head to the back, which is shorter distance. So I had no problem people saying "excuse me," walking by me, "excuse me" all day.
Sure.
We're all brothers, man. We're at the rally.
And sisters.
The lady was going every time someone passed. Fuck you! There's aisle to your left. Fuck you! I'm like,
Really?
for like 3 hours of it.
So she was a Biden plant.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, she was all dressed, decked out. But I'm like, oh my God! And
What
so
is
she was
wrong
her
with you?
son.
Just calm
her
down.
son may have been in maybe 30, I could, like late 20s, 30. Can tell you. And he was doing that's like the old body language. That's not my mother. That's
Come on,
really
Ma.
not my
Zip it,
mother.
pip it. Yeah.
But it was going on. So that's the only thing that detracted me from enjoying the rally as much as possible.
So we several years ago when Romney was running in 2012, we had a chance to go
Eddie
see
Holmes
him,
was our president.
and it was, oh my God, thank God he didn't win. So Jill couldn't go. I took me, and I think at the time, 4. I think I had 4 at that time. It was Roman. Oh, I can't say their names. My number 1, number 2,
You're still gonna
number
get it.
3.
Too late.
Making it
You're
worse.
going to get it.
You're making it
Well, he's
worse.
an adult, so
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you're safe.
thank you for being a lawyer. That's right. So number 1, the number 2, number 3, and number 4 with me, and we created with my wife, who will remain unnamed. I'm not allowed to use her name. She didn't give me permission. So we created these awesome shirts. We took white T-shirts, and we put the Romney logo. You remember the double R because it was
Right.
Romney Ryan, the double
Right,
R.
right.
It was really neat.
Like
So
Rolls-Royce.
we went as a family. Well, me and the 4 kids, and well, let me just tell you something. The crowds weren't the same. There were a lot of people there, but it wasn't the same as the Trump rally. But it's festival-like,
Right.
and when you have little kids and you have to sit around and wait for hours, and it was hours, they have to pee.
Right.
Like some people, and but the crowd, and I imagine you experienced this, except for this crazy mid-50s something woman.
Right.
I can't relate to someone that age, but we had to go. But I mean, I'd have to leave, and I can't just leave one of them. I can't be
Right,
like
everybody has to go
My,
in
my
mass,
8,
and then you have to go
I
back
think
to your
at the time. So it was 2012, right? So my oldest was 11. I can't just leave an 11-year-old in the middle of this crowd of 20,000 people. I had to pick up everybody and go to the bathroom, and just remembering how to get back to where you were. But most people were really cool about that. They're like, "Oh, you can go back," and because it was diapers and lots of other things. So I understand
The
that,
oldest
but-
is the one that if you are a resident of the capital city of Italy, he would have that moniker. Is that your oldest? I'm trying to be funny since you can't say your children's names.
Yes, I think.
So
I
how much
got-
of in the doghouse are you? I got more interested in that story now.
I don't know, but I'll when I come home, I'll find out. Will the door be locked?
So
Will
we should
I
let the
love in?
record reflect, as we would say as lawyers, that prior to starting the show, your lovely wife, who I adore, as you know,
I do know
called
that.
in and said,
a little bit too much.
How do I
might
listen
add.
in?
Yeah.
That was where you screwed up. No, Jill, I love you, man. Let's go back to Ellis.
You are not helping. You're making this worse.
Oh, the friend dynamic.
I'm
It's too
I'm
much.
gonna- I'm
It's too
gonna
much.
have to-
Paisanos! Let's change the
Changing that topic. Paisanos. Oh my God.
Oh, that's an inside joke for those people.
Oh, that's
for those
boring.
two people
Don't-
tuning in.
don't-
No, it's
yes.
still one.
What?
We got
Are
one.
on there? That's still her. She's just creating evidence
Is
at this
that
point.
one? Is that the person who's called into the show once or twice before?
I don't know. I can't tell. I can't see.
All right. So if it's the one person that I believe who's called in before on the abortion show, can you give me a Facebook message if it's you?
So what we're doing.
I think I'm in deep shit.
Give me a ding. Give me a ding on my Facebook Messenger.
There you go.
Is it happening?
I don't know. Why is it? Why are we doing this again?
I don't know. I'm trying to tap into my audience.
I didn't know that the singular of audience was audience.
Is that great?
No, that's
No, that's great.
I love
That's
that.
great.
New word.
Get an
Let's
audience.
call Webster my audience.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Audience. The best thing to come out of this show.
Oh, I can't handle it now. I got a whole audience.
Oh, all right. Back to the show.
Okay.
All right.
All right, put it together.
So
Get it
I'm
together.
done with the rally. Let's talk about something else. You sent me stuff before.
You
the
know, there's
show.
something really big happening today. I don't know if you
Jason,
remember
sent me
this.
some stuff before the show.
I sure did. There's this thing coming. Oh, I can't remember what it is. Serge, can you help me out with what is going on today?
Taco Tuesday. It's Taco
Yes,
Tuesday.
it's Taco. I wanted to have a conversation about Taco Tuesday. You ever been to Capital Taco?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a pain in the ass, actually. I went in there. I didn't know what to order. I was kind of standing around. Nobody said nothing.
You can't read?
Awkwardly walked out.
You can't read? I mean, it's like they have some of the best tacos.
Where is this? I missed
Capital Taco.
Capital Taco.
I know they got one in
Where is
Wesley. I think it's Wesley Chapel.
Wesley Chapel on 56.
Okay.
Yeah. There's another one
Why
in
were you
Newport
up there?
Richie.
When I used to work at the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Capital Taco is good. I can't believe you.
I went there when they first opened. I didn't get a chance.
What's
to
that
actually-
local
God, that was
place
a
that
long
you
time
guys
ago.
get the sandwich and pizzas at that Alfie likes? Right here. Right.
Oh,
over
the
here.
one right in the corner, the pizza place?
Yeah. What's it called? I've been meaning to go-
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Is it really good?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's right next to the.
Is that what he used to bring in here? Or
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That was the place
This
that's
is-
right next to the.
Is that Uncle Fats?
What kind of
Is
bullshit
that
right
are we
next to
talking-
Uncle Fats.
What
yeah.
is
Oh,
going
I knew it sounded familiar.
Why aren't we talking about this? There's this thing happening today. I mean, just no one's like.
I elect
Ah.
next time maybe to have some pizza.
Ooh, I love pizza.
I can do some pizza.
Is it going to be a red pizza or a blue pizza?
All right, so back to the election.
How about a blueberry pizza?
Let's invite callers. Who you voting for
Good
and
luck.
why? All right.
There you go.
That
There's a
means
third.
you are one listener. Help us out.
The audience.
But you have to tell
The
you have to-
audience.
you have to tell the audience what number to call.
Oh yeah. Well, I said that's what. I could give that.
By the time they watch this, it's going to be too late to call in.
Yeah.
Everybody right now is at home at the edge of their seats, waiting
Oh,
for
yeah.
the election results.
My son is texting me right now.
There you go.
Is he
But,
listening? Or
no, he's
He
not.
said he left a pillow for
He's
you
busy.
outside.
He's like, yeah. Mom said sleep in the camper. That's what he. That
She
was the
said
text I just
I
got.
put a pillow out there for
I'm like,
you.
shit, the camper's hot. I don't even have
All
the
right.
keys
So
to that.
wait. I know you want to watch
least it's
the
cooler out
results
tonight,
with
though.
your
It's cool out tonight.
with your family and your sons, right?
Yeah, that.
So
I wanted to-
what's your outside time? Like 7:45?
Yeah, I just want to be home by 8:30 because I think Florida's going to be called between 8:30 and 9. I really
All right.
do.
So you're about 40 minutes from here.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
we're-
I
yeah.
just want to
Oh, no,
want to
don't
be
worry.
respectful.
I'll just walk away like
Okay.
last time.
You know.
Just like the bookie. I'll just tell the bookie, wait.
No, they have like in England, right? They have real books on who's going to win elections and stuff on American elections.
Did you hear
and stuff.
about this today? Some American. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you?
No. I was wondering if you heard about that.
Yes, an American banker put $5 million on Trump today.
Okay. Does that
No,
make
they
him
know
s-
something's going to happen there because you're not.
And by the way, Wall Street was
Nobody's
up by
ever elected
over 500
president.
points.
Well, this is the thing. We were that was what I wanted to talk about.
All right,
Boom.
I'm glad I
Boom.
could trigger you. Oh, the
Okay.
election, that thing. Oh, I forgot
All right.
about that.
So when about a week or so ago, or a week to 10 days ago, we started suffering some losses.
Crushing
Crushing
They were
losses,
awful.
lost
They were
like-
awful.
like-
one day I was freaking out.
Almost
I'm
like
what the hell's
2,000
going on
total
here?
points off the Dow Jones. Mm-hmm. And that was because it was night after night we were getting polls saying outside the margin of error, Biden was leading in these swing states. Once it got within the margin of error, we started seeing the
It
market
started
come
coming back. Yeah.
Okay.
You see, I don't think they're Biden supporters. I mean, why would you be?
What do you mean?
Why would the market support Biden?
No. Okay, right. Right. Well, that's
He's scary.
That's what I want to talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Is that there are pundits saying that the market deals with certainty better, even if it's bad policy. They deal with certainty better,
Certainty.
right? So they could because they want to predict themselves. They want to figure out how to run their businesses based on whatever policies come.
That's why, despite
Right.
Orange Man bad,
Right.
the market has improved because they at least know what to expect.
Right. Well, that begs the question, though, is that if the market believes that it's a certainty that Biden's going to be president, that's not necessarily a bad thing for the market temporarily in the short term, because they're going to believe we're going to be able to set ourselves up and figure things out to ameliorate the problems that may come.
But okay,
Right. But ultimately, policies are bad. It'll
Yeah.
end up depressing the market.
let
Go
me
ahead.
put it this way: if Joe Biden of like 1984 No coincidence in me selecting that date. If Joe Biden of 1984 was about to be elected president, I think that's true. The problem is we have the Joe Biden of 2020 who is clearly not all there and unfortunately has hitched his wagon to a very progressive policy positions in order to get elected. He has to stay left. If you notice, he has not moderated,
Right.
except for fracking because he had to in that debate. But for that, he stays left. And I think left-leaning policy positions are, by their very nature, unpredictable. And I think the market is spooked. I think they broke downward because I think they were afraid of Biden and AOC and Bernie and Warren and all of those people.
I agree. Okay, but I guess the more subtle point I was trying to make is that it would have moderated. It wouldn't have been a crash if we knew if Biden was running 15 points ahead this whole time. Okay,
Yeah.
I just don't think there would have been a crash at election. I think when it's debatable, okay, if you suddenly start
The
seeing,
uncertainty of the election. I
right?
see what you're saying.
Uncertainty plays more of a role in how the markets react than it is
You know, that's
in the short term.
That's a great point. I
Okay.
can't say I disagree with it. I would love to see what the market did right before Hillary got destroyed by Trump. Did they believe it? Now, Hillary was a different candidate than Biden. She wasn't that left. She was
I
just
got
corrupt.
news.
What do we got? Please share.
Vermont went to Biden.
No.
Virginia went to Biden.
Oh, no.
Kentucky went.
I don't
Kentucky
believe
hasn't
any of
been-
this stuff.
Kentucky-
It says Kentucky went to Trump.
Well, of course, but really?
Yep.
I thought Kentucky was Central Time Zone. Did they close at 6?
Oh God, does that mean Mitch?
Are they central?
Yeah, Mitch
guy-
McConnell is still
Are they
king
central?
of the Senate. I thought.
Well, I
Kentucky
guess
was.
they can
mean, I
call
could be
it-
wrong.
They can't call it before the actual polls are closed,
You can't
right?
rely on it.
You can't rely on any of that stuff.
No. I don't know. What are you reading?
Fox.
Oh, well,
Well, who else do I read? I only have Fox News feeds. I have like
I don't
That
know.
explains it.
right.
MSNBC? I don't know.
I would go on. What station does Serge listen to?
I don't really
He
listen to anything.
no, dude. No, I gave you a fucking open line. You get your news from conservative parents with liberal kids.
Liberal kids, yeah.
This is where you get your information, man.
That's where I get it. Yeah. See?
You see? Yeah, you see. All right, listen. I'm very interested in going home too. Watch the election results. I know you want to be home with your children. It is
West Virginia
7:40
goes to
already.
Trump.
Okay.
West Virginia goes to Trump. That doesn't surprise me either. Those people
No,
have
no.
sex with those
I
cousins.
think he.
Makes
Did
perfect
you just say something bad about West Virginia?
No, I'm just saying they're
We could sing it. We
allowed
could
to
sing about
have
West Virginia.
sex with their cousins. That's
West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home.
I don't think there's anything about kissing cousins in that
No,
particular
no.
song, is there?
no.
All right. I am Richard Myers.
Jason Ricardo.
I have a law firm called the Myers Firm PA. My practice is largely devoted to employment law, labor law, and high conflict divorces. You can look me up on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, G8Tratty, Gator Attorney.
Lawyer, yeah.
Gator Attorney, G8Tratty on Instagram, Twitter. Look up Richard F. Myers on Twitter.
You need an easier name.
Yeah. Anyway, go on my website. I have links to all of that.
Because you're the only Gator lawyer I know.
www.myersfirm.com, and it's MEYERS. I'm going to help you if you need help. Jason.
Ricardo and Waslick, ricardolaw.com. We handle cases with consumers protecting themselves against debt collectors and banks against foreclosures. Please email me at jason@ricardolaw.com.
Fabulous. And we are going to leave the show with a guaranteed victory
There's a
of
guaranteed
President
victory.
Trump for 4 more years. It's my understanding he's going to issue an executive order when he gets reelected that
To be
he,
the supreme leader.
yes, that he can run forever.
That's it.
And that'll be good for our country.
No, automatically it's Ivanka.
Yes, we're gonna be pro nepotism.
I love it. I love nepotism.
All right, Serge, you have any closing remarks?
God help us all.
All right, so we're signing off, and that means our little
Thank you for our one listener.
our little
today.
song. Our little
I cannot believe
song.
we're
We have a song that.
I like the other. I like the other word better. The audience.
Oh, yeah.
Our one audience.
Oh, I'm glad I made that up.
That's awesome.
That's brilliant.
I'm writing that down.
Now you put it on a shirt and put it in the merch store.
I'm so.
All right,
our
folks,
one
man.
audience.
See you next week when we have the first week of the post-election blues or
Or what do they call
party.
it? Post-apocalyptic America. Is what we're saying.
Wait!
If America's still here next
we
week-
talked about this before we started the show.
What?
What's the over and under on the number of cities that will burn if President Trump is reelected? Give me an over and under. 7?
I don't think that many. I don't think anybody's really going to be. Well,
What's going to experience major looting and not necessarily burning down, but like major strife?
I think DC would probably be a huge.
No, I think they all burn, regardless.
Nah.
I think everything is set to burn, regardless.
Many major cities.
all of them: L.A., Chicago, D.C., New York,
Portland, Seattle.
Portland, Seattle. They're already burning. They're going to burn more. I mean,
Yeah,
they're running
burn
out of
more.
wood up there. Jeez.
So you would put the over at like 15.
I don't have a number. I think there's rioting regardless. I believe all this social
No.
strife has nothing to do with
I know I'm
with
going to sound
Trump or Biden. I
extremely
believe it's just-
biased here, Jason. You know this.
I know you are.
I think if Biden gets elected, there's no violence.
I think if Okay.
There'll be organized protests and massive, but I think there won't be looting. I don't think there'll be burning. I think if Trump wins, there will be.
I agree that there will definitely be looting and burning if Trump wins, and that's unfortunately what's going to happen because Trump is going to win. I do believe, however, that there's a really good chance. I was kind of teasing if Biden is a walk away, he just crushes it, right? If he brings in 308, right?
Right.
Yeah, no, there's no burning. But I really believe that the way this election is set up so frequently, I think it's a razor-thin margin. I think the razor-thin margin, even if it favors Biden, triggers
Like if they're
all the
both in
violence.
the, like 260 something, and
Doesn't
then late votes come in and tip the scale for Biden.
No, you're acting like this violence is going to happen like in a week. This violence is starting at 1 a.m. tomorrow morning.
But only if there's a clear victor.
No. By midnight
That's what I
tonight, if the media is holding back and calling razor thin, by 1 a.m., we're burning.
From both sides, who's doing the burning?
The same assholes that have been burning it for the last 6 months.
Because they're going to say Biden
BLM,
should've won.
Antifa.
Okay. All right, I got you.
Yeah, but we can't tell.
There
who's
are no
even gonna
Trump.
Win yet 'cause
There
we're
are no
still-
Trump guys out there burning. There's nobody out there burning that supports
Well, that's
Trump.
my point. So when if there is a decided Biden victory,
Yes.
okay.
But it's not. Yeah.
If there is,
If.
the hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
I'm not seeping
Okay.
it into my brain.
Okay.
But if there is, then do you believe there will be any violence from the right?
No. No violence from the right.
If Biden ekes out a victory by
There is no violence from the right under any
let's
circumstances.
say, for example, we're all waiting on Pennsylvania to count their votes. That's going to be the deciding state. Let's say that's the scenario.
Yeah.
And Trump is up 200,000 votes by tonight in
Mm-hmm.
Pennsylvania, and then Biden wins the state by 1,000 votes after all the late
Let me make
votes
it.
are calculated.
Let me try to make this more simple for you, without all these crazy scenarios. Even if it's favoring Biden by a razor-thin margin, anywhere through a Trump victory, we're burning. 1 a.m. Mark my words. L.A.
Why would the left be burning anything if Biden's going to win even by a razor thin margin?
Because they hate Biden.
The left hates
Ask
Biden?
Serge. Serge, do you like Biden?
I don't like anyone.
There you go.
I don't like
But why
people.
would they be motivated to burn and loot?
They won't. Not
Or is that
opportunities.
opportunism? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not opportunism just for a 50-inch TV, although, hey, drop by my house and drop one off if you don't mind. But no, I don't think that. They've already learned that if they make a mess over the last 6 months, which they've been doing, they get pandered to. They have now been, it's Pavlov's dog. If they keep burning, they keep getting. You want to defund the police? Burn the fucking shit down. They're going to burn everything down.
Okay.
The only reason
I'm
they
just trying to
don't
figure
no,
it
no,
out.
no.
Just
But
short
they,
of a massive landslide for Biden is going to be disgruntled.
I hate to keep going back to this. I mean, okay, sure. I think there's more likely to be burning and looting than not, regardless of who wins. And the reason being is because it is a power play. It's a power play.
Okay.
You think this is being controlled by grassroots efforts, by people living in basements? No, this is being run by people like Soros, who really
because they've set it up and they want to exert their influence, regardless of how the election turns out. There's going to be violence somewhere.
Oh my God, yeah, there's going to be violence.
I hope not. I think better of our nation, actually.
So is it going to burn in rural PA or is it going to burn in Philadelphia?
Not in rural areas,
No, there isn't.
right?
No. You wouldn't dare walk down their neighborhood, and don't walk down my neighborhood either, because I'm sure in my neighborhood there's more people with shotguns that are already
Right.
loaded and ready to
Right.
go than if you go down any other street in any urban
Did
area.
you hear about gun sales have been up like 36%?
Did you also hear that women are? Did you also hear that women are one of the largest components of those new gun sales? Do women who buy guns vote for Biden or Trump?
Trump?
Yeah. No. Anyway, going back. I mean, all's the. Are you,
I know plenty of girls that got guns that'll vote for Biden.
Yeah, that's because. Anyway, I don't.
Really?
I have a hard time believing
Wanna
it.
Guns
help
aren't
them? Wanna help them
like
on the
a political thing. People own guns.
Actually, you're going to illustrate a problem on the left, which is across the board, Second Amendment's pretty popular on the
Yeah.
left and right.
Mhm.
Okay, why is it that our politicians on the left think they own that subject matter and saying Americans don't want unrestricted?
Because it
No
keeps
gun
people
sales.
divided. How else are you supposed to
No, I mean
have two parties?
when you poll about the Second Amendment, it's 60s and 70s of people are in favor of individual gun ownership, and they will say that the polls don't show that because the way they phrase the question from the left is, do you think with reasonable regulation we would reduce school shootings?
They're tricking
right,
people.
Right.
This is tricking people.
Yeah.
What's reasonable regulation? I mean, like, well, yeah, it sounds like if we had reasonable regulation,
Because
we could save lives.
people that commit crimes follow the law when it comes to that stuff.
Well, are you?
When it
This
comes
is
to
not a
guns,
are you a
conversa-
conservative thinker at this point?
No, that's
when it
just
comes to
how
that?
it is.
Serge,
That's-
I really
No,
want
that's- we'll have another subject on
You
that.
know what? We should have this
Another show
conversation
idea.
off the air, and for future purposes, I would love to speak with some of your non-Trump voting, gun-owning people. If not on the air, just to pick brains, because I'd love to understand what their point is. Because most people who own guns for two reasons. They own guns for self-protection, for themselves and for their family,
Yeah.
and they own guns for the very unrealistic but possible opportunity where they need to defend
It's government.
against the government,
Yeah.
which I'm not going up against an M1 tank.
Yeah,
but
that's another-
but I would like to
they use
understand
sonic
better. But I would
cannons
like to
now.
understand better why these non-Republican people are buying guns because they believe in self-protection, but yet support party lines which are actually against guns and taking guns away from the people. That's a really curious intersection.
that's a problem that
talk about
happens
intersectionality. I'd really like to talk
that's
about
well,
that.
that's the problem of the two-party system.
Well,
Ladies
there
and
is a-
gentlemen, when
but
you
if you
try to
par-
box people in,
But if you participate
you
in
got
the two,
some that overlap.
But if you participate in the two-party system, just like Trump has proven, you can actually get your voices heard and maybe change policy. But if you stay in the shadows, you ignore it, and you don't vote, you will never participate because no one will hear your voice, and you will never be satisfied.
Boom.
boom.
Mic drop, baby.
All right, this is Conservative Parents with Liberal Kids. We're episode whatever. We were 12, 13.
I think we're teenagers now.
Okay,
Yay,
cool.
teenagers.
You can find us on iHeart. You can find us
Yeah,
on
iHeart, iTunes, all the good stuff.
Spotify and
Amazon
Spreaker.
should be joining.
Oh, that's
shortly.
cool. All right. So maybe we can have more than one person. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll
Like
graduate
4
from an
audience.
audience. Yeah, full audience.
For audience.
From an audience to an
All
audience.
right, love y'all. See you next week.
Let's drop a bomb on the liberals today.